Hi out there, this is Gary Moore speaking. And before we start the show tonight, I'd like you to meet some of the interesting celebrities who are in our audience. First, there is Mr. Joe McCallum of Peoria, Illinois. Let's have a big hand for Mr. McCallum of Peoria, Illinois. As I'm sure you know, Mr. McCallum is the president of the Peoria Society for the Preservation of Sunny Tufts. Nice to have you with us, sir. Now let's go over to the left, and who do we have next? Well, look who's here all the way from Oceanside, Long Island. Mr. Frank McNamara. Mr. McNamara, take a bow. I have a large hand for Mr. McNamara. Mr. McNamara, of course, is the chairman of the board of the Oceanside Home for the Bald. Nice to have you with us, sir. And now a little further up. Wait a minute. There's a somewhat familiar face. What is your name, sir?
I'm Ed Sullivan. I got a secret, Gary.
I've got a secret. Sorry, Gary Moore. And thank you, too, Ed. We'll be seeing you in just a minute. Welcome, friends, to this, another edition of I've Got a Secret on just a magnificent night in New York City. The entire city is just covered with a beautiful 5-inch blanket of slush. And according to the weatherman, it's going to go down to 5 degrees below. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
5 below, and boy, if that happens, you may never see us again. We'll never get out of here alive. Whole city's going to be one big ice cube with manhole covers on it. But about this game of ours now called I've Got a Secret, I hope you're familiar with it. It's a Snoopy sort of a game in which we reveal the awful truth about some very nice people just for fun. Tonight we have information about the private lives of some interesting folk, and they're going to try to keep that information secret from our panel. Here, then, is our panel. To begin with, there is Bill Cullen, and Jane Meadows, and Henry Four Eyes Morgan, and Faye Emerson. That is our panel. Will you come in, please, first contestant? Now, then, will you tell our panel, please, what your name is and where you're from?
I'm Mrs. Robert Precht. I'm from Washington, D.C.
Mrs. Robert Precht, P-R-E-C-H-T, and she is from Washington, D.C. Now, Ms. Precht, here's how we play the game. Each of the panelists will get 15 seconds of actual questioning time. Then at the end of that time, you'll hear this sound, and then I'll pay you $10 and turn the game over to the next questioner, okay?
Fine.
Twice around the panel for a total loss of $80, and the game is over. All right? Now then, if you'll whisper your secret to me, the folks at home would certainly like to read what it is. All right, to help classify the secret panel, I will tell you it concerns something that she is. And Jane, because you're wearing such a pretty dress, we'll call on you first.
Something that you are, Mrs. Precht. Is this something that you have accomplished, that you have become this thing?
Yes.
It is something that you did, then, to become this thing?
No, let's say that, if I may overrule you, Mrs. Precht, it's not anything that she's accomplished. It's something that has been more or less happily forced upon her.
Could it have been happily forced upon you when you became a Mrs.?
No.
Oh. Well, would I be interested in the time element involved in this happening to you? Did it happen recently?
Not really.
Then the time wouldn't help me.
No.
Was there any other person or persons involved in this thing?
All right, we have $10 down and $70 to go. Henry Morgan.
Pardon me. Were you born this?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are other members of your family involved in the secret?
Yes.
Now, this is one of those long shot things, but is it something like, I am the 7th daughter of a 7th daughter? Anything in that area?
No.
Let me say within the very large general area, because we don't want you to hate us after this is over.
Well, does the answer say something about your brothers and sisters?
No.
Ah, that's nifty. Does it say anything about your parents?
Yes.
Oh.
We'll give you half a yes on that. $20 down and $60 to go. Faye Emerson.
You just knocked my whole theory in the head. I thought certainly you were one of quadruplets or something, but that's not true.
No.
No.
But it has to do with your parents. Was this a newsworthy thing, your birth?
No.
No.
No. I'm sure it got in the newspapers locally, but at the time, it wasn't headlines, I'm certain.
Was it the day on which you were born or the place in which you were born?
No.
Not the time.
No.
Oh, dear. One parent is in this.
That's right. I gave you half a yes, so that means that only one parent is...
Is your parent a famous person? Would we be interested in knowing the name of your parent?
Yes.
Was he in the service?
Pardon?
Was he in the service?
Was he in the service?
No.
No.
I meant diplomatic service, you know.
You meant Oh, no, you didn't, you sneaky girl. Let me say this. He wasn't in the service for quite adequate reasons, but he did a tremendous amount for servicemen. $30 down and $50 to go. Bill Cullen.
It was a man. I mean, we are interested in your father at the moment. Is that right, Miss Spreck?
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm the one who threw in the he, huh?
Yeah, give another 10, Gare. Another
What
10.
a stupid... I'll give you another 10. All right.
There you are.
I threw in he.
Gary, because I said he before.
Did you say he?
Yes, I took it for granted.
I'll
Take
say
back
he.
the 10.
Give her another 10.
Oh, no.
Give it back to her?
Yes, please.
Give her the 10. All right.
Was your father a federal official?
No, he wasn't.
Was he a member of government?
No, he wasn't.
Was he a businessman primarily?
No.
Entertainer?
We have to say entertainer, yes, but we can't say entertainer primarily, can we?
No.
All right, there's $40 down and $40 to go. Boy, you're going to hate me for that one.
I have in mind somebody whose daughter she might be. Would your father be considered a composer?
No, he isn't.
There goes that idea. Would your father be... Your father is not a performer, is that right? He's not an actor?
Oh, I think he's a performer. I
he's
would
a
never
performer?
call him an actor.
Is he a singer
No, he isn't.
or a comedian?
No.
He's a performer. Is he a sports figure?
No, he's not a sports figure, although terribly interested in sports. $50 down, $30 to go. Henry?
You think what?
Well, look.
A dancer.
Nah. Yeah, they're also jugglers, you know. You left that out. Is your father ever in the entertainment business, per se?
Yes.
Let me straighten you out on one thing, panel. I fouled you up when I said he is not primarily a performer. Let me say this, that he ranks high among performers, but he also has another field in which he ranks equally high. Therefore, he is primarily in two things.
Producer?
If that's possible.
Did he have anything to do with sending entertainers to the troops?
Yes, he did, Mr. Ward.
I ought to say, oh boy, but I don't know what I'm talking about.
That, however, is not primary either. I'm going to cut you off, panel, and forfeit the entire $80 because I see nothing but blankness in your faces, excuse me, except Fay.
This was not a man of the cloth, by any chance. A religious man also, was he?
A very religious man, but not a man of the cloth. No, I've
Not George M. Cohen.
I've forfeited my $80. No, not primarily. Will you tell them who your dad is?
Ed Sullivan.
Pardon?
I knew your face because I met you when you were quite a lot younger, and I knew your face, and I thought, now, where would I know her face from?
This is Betty Sullivan, or Elizabeth, as her
That's right.
father calls her.
Oh.
Betty, thank you very, very much for being with us. I hope you'll accept this carton of Cavaliers
What a
from us.
dirty trick.
Love your father. Fond of you, too, I come to find out. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. All right, now, you know about sending us your secrets. If you have one, send it to us. Now let's have our next contestant, please. Will you come in, please, sir, if you will? Will you tell our panel where you're from, please, and what your name is?
My name is William F. Lawner. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Mr. Lawner, L-A-H-N-E-R, from Philadelphia. Now, Mr. Lawner, will you tell me what your secret is, please? I'm glad. To help pacify the secret, I will tell you it concerns a relative of his. And Bill Cullen, we'll start with you.
This relative, sir, is it a living American female?
No.
Living?
No.
American?
No.
Female?
No.
Oh, I'm doing fine tonight. Oh, it was,
No hits, no runs.
none of those, huh?
Pardon?
None of those.
None of those, no.
Well, it was this relative in arts, politics, sports, or the military.
Wait a minute now. What again?
Art, politics, sports.
Politics, sports, or the military?
Military.
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Oh, I'm shooting for them tonight. Rich man, poor man, beggar man, or thief?
Let's have them one at a time, if we may.
Rich man.
Well, he's fairly wealthy.
Fairly wealthy,
He was
Mr.
fairly
Launer
wealthy, I
says.
understand.
Good.
However, that's immaterial at the moment.
Doctor?
No.
No.
Lawyer?
No.
Bill collector?
Who?
Indian chief? I got it. You are related to Ed Sullivan. No?
Ed Sullivan's sister, yes. $10 down, $70 to go. How about you, Jane?
Mr. Lana, did this relative of yours accomplish something?
I believe so.
And it's a he, you said, didn't you?
No.
A she? A she.
Didn't we
No,
said
no.
neither that it was a he
Oh,
nor
well,
a she.
did this relative invent something?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Is it something that a woman like me might use? There's nothing funny about it, huh? Is this thing small enough for me to carry in my purse?
Sure.
You could carry it. Yes.
Yes?
Yes. Yes.
When it is used, would it come in contact with me, with the person?
Yes. Sure.
All right.
When used, it would come in contact with your person, yes. I think you're on the right track, Jane. You keep going.
Thanks a lot. Does it come in various shades of red? If I were to kiss Bill right now, would some of it rub off on his cheek?
What's on your face would.
Why don't you try it and see?
Try it and see.
Oh, lots of it did.
Bill.
No, well, the answer is no, but I thought I'd give Bill a break.
Thank you, Garrett.
$20 down and $60 to go. Henry Morgan, please.
Apparently you're a little off the track here by trying to pin it down to something that a girl uses. Is it found around the house?
Yes.
Does it have any, like gears or knobs or...
I don't think so.
Does... I know.
It does come in very
Does the music come out of this?
No.
All right, we're just trying, Does it do anything?
Do anything, it accomplishes a purpose, but I wouldn't say that it actually does anything. It doesn't move or jump up and down or anything.
Is it good to look at?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that depends on how you feel at the time. He says yes. I personally happen not to think it looks too attractive. It's only my opinion. $30 down, $50.
I got a wonderful idea.
What?
Because if it's found around the house and it's not good to look at, it doesn't do anything, it sounds like somebody invented garbage.
No, he didn't invent garbage. Spade?
When it's used, it comes in contact
It does come in various shades of red. This has been established.
I would say so.
And it is small enough for Jane to carry in her purse.
Yes.
Is there any...
carry it in hers?
When I carried mine.
You could.
Yeah, yes, you could.
Is it fragrant?
Fragrant? It has a definite, in the aroma field, it has a definite personality of its own.
Is it a medicinal at all?
A what?
Medicinal?
No, it isn't medicinal.
Does it have anything to do... You say it has an aroma of its own. Does it have anything to do with food? Is it a food product?
Yeah.
Oh, is it cheeses?
A what?
Cheeses?
No.
Chewing gum?
No.
Sausages?
Yeah.
Bologna?
No.
Sausages? Weenies? Frankfurters?
Salami?
Frankfurters?
Hot dog.
Hot dog?
Hot dog.
All right, so now wait a minute. Now, I told it. Now, Faye, you said Frankfurters.
Frankfurters?
So what about it?
They're good.
Well, the skin.
Huh?
Skinless.
He
No.
invented the hot dog.
No, the
Skinny.
hot dog.
Hot dog.
But you didn't find out who done it.
Well, his relative,
done it.
who was
A
named,
relative invented the hot dog.
Mr. Frankfurter, of
George?
course.
No, we're going to forfeit because we could sit here all night trying to find out which relative it was, and it happened to be, what relative was it, sir?
My great-grandfather.
His great-grandfather, while living in...
Frankfurt, Germany, near Frankfurt, Germany, in
Yes, sir, that's why you named
1805.
Going to Frankfurter, and in Frankfurt, they call it the Wiener,
Wiener?
and in Vienna, they call it the Frankfurt. Nobody wanted to admit that they invented it. Sir, thank you very, very much for being with us. Here's your $80, a carton of Cavaliers, and our great thanks for being with us tonight. Now that I'd like to introduce a guy who is not only a top performer, top newspaper man, but I have come to know, since I've been in this business, one of the really great human beings that I have encountered in my time. Let's give a very warm reception to Ed Sullivan. Good to see you.
It's nice to be here,
Hey,
Jerry.
what a cute daughter you've got.
I was getting...
Kind of nervous for her?
Nervous, yes. But after she was just... I thought she was delightful. I was prejudiced.
Yeah, she was just fine. Now, look, before Ed whispers his secret to me, panel, you're going to get the normal amount of questioning time, which is 15 seconds each. But we're going to change the situation a little. Now, as you know, over the years, Ed Sullivan has gotten a reputation for never laughing. Now, naturally, this is untrue and slanderous. He's a jolly type fellow who laughs all the time, don't you, Ed? Well, now, here's the way we're going to play the game. Mr. Sullivan is going to try and keep a straight face, and in order to have the right to ask your question, each panelist will first have to make Ed Sullivan laugh.
Oh, come on.
Now, if you can't make him laugh, you don't get to ask your question. Our prop man, Jerry Callender, will bring out a table of assorted props. You can use these if you want. You handsome dog, Callender, you. All right, now, Ed, if you'll whisper your secret to me, we'll reveal it at the same time to the audience at home. Huh? You say so. To help classify this secret, panel, I'll tell you it concerns something that he did, and it has nothing to do with his smiling or not smiling. Bill, let's start with you. Bill Cullen.
I?
Yeah, you got to make him laugh first now.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, I don't see nothing in this smorgasbord here that I want. See, I don't know how you go about it. Ed, I guess the only thing I can do that'll even bring a smile to your face, I just got a message here from the AP wire. The Colgate Comedy Hour just burned down.
Ed says that qualifies.
I was so busy on that, I forget what I'm supposed to find out now.
I got news for you. Last Sunday night, he burned them down. He's fire. Carry on.
What kind of secret is this?
The secret concerns something that he did.
Ed, have you done this, did you do this on television? Have you done it as a newspaper man? As a performer in any sense, like the many things you do at the New York... no. Did you do this before you got into the newspaper business? Mm-hmm.
All right, we've lost $10. We have $70 to go. Jane, now you make Mr. Sullivan
Well,
laugh.
I'm sorry. Any jokes or stories I might tell would never make Mr. Sullivan laugh, but can I employ some other means?
What do you have in mind, Jane?
May I try something else?
Anything
boy.
you want, dear
Uh-oh,
girl.
watch
There go
out,
our
here she
license.
Sullivan, would you please put this on your thumb a minute?
Go back to your seat.
Wait till I tell Steve.
It worked. Now, let's see. How far had we gotten? It's something that you did. Is that right?
True.
Is there anybody else involved in this thing that you did?
In the secret, the way we state it, there is somebody else involved, yes.
Is this person famous, too? Sort of like this?
Yeah.
Would this person be known sort of like this in the arts?
We use the arts in a broad sense, I suppose. All right, we've lost $20 and we have $60 to go. Henry?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I like the way Ed works. I don't like the MCs who laugh at stuff that isn't funny and bounce all over the screen. I just soon he didn't laugh.
That will do you no good.
Oh, well. All right, sneak
Personal
out of it.
preference doesn't help you here, Henry.
Well, sir, I know an awful funny story. Well, you're laughing now. I mean...
As a matter of fact, he is.
I was thinking of a show I saw you do when in fact, I wrote about it in the column. I thought it was hilarious, so I was laughing at the memory of that.
He fell into a trap. All right, Henry, you're allowed to
Well, thanks
ask-
for laughing from memory. This thing that you did before, did it involve anybody who's very close to you?
Yes.
Say so.
Yeah, I would say some yum.
Would it be as close as, say, Mrs. Sullivan?
Pretty close.
No. He said, just whispered to me, they don't come no closer than that.
All right, I laughed. You can ask me a question.
All right, we're hurrying you along, panel, because I myself have my doubts about the validity of this secret, and I want him to prove it. $30 down and $50 to go. Faye, you have to make him laugh.
Well, he knows I can't tell a joke or a funny story, but if I mention two things, Ed must at least smile. I might mention a winged god.
What?
A winged god. The name is Mercury, I think. It's a little key word we have between us, isn't it?
Sure. Listen, Faye, before you even start, I want to cut you off because we're running out of time. Do you mind?
I
want
have
him...
no clues, anyway.
Well, I want him to prove this statement. Now, what is your secret? What did you claim is true, Ed?
Well, the other day he was 40 years old, and he was squawking about being old, and he plays a lot of golf up at Appowamus. That's his club. And my secret is that I caddied at Appowamus, his golf club, before he was born.
Now, Ed, to make sure that you're right, do you know how long 40 is? I was born in 1915. Did you caddy there
That's
before
right. In 1912 and 1913, I was caddying at Appowamus with Gene Sarrazin. It was just at that time when Francis Ouimet won the United States Open against Borden and Ray.
Well, whatever those pills are you eat, send me some, will you? Because I could use a few.
I thought you were going to give me some more.
Listen, I would like to take a chance at trying to make Ed laugh if possible. I want to know, Ed, if you have ever seen this picture. See if this makes you laugh. You ever seen this?
Oh, Lord, where'd you get that?
Let's let the audience see who it is. Do you know who that is, Ed? That's Ed Sullivan at the age of 5. That seems... just great.
Oh.
Very cute. And just in case that doesn't make you laugh, I have another young man here who might give you a chuckle. Will you look over here? Another young boy? Look over there. Oh, no! Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Block. Okay.
All right, that was very good.
Million thanks to you, Ray. And million thanks to you, my friend. Congratulations on your rating of last week. Just tremendous.
Thank you, Jerry, for a very delightful evening for the Sullivans, honestly.
Good. We'll come back again.
Thank you.
Ed Sullivan. And so until next week, then at the same time, this will be Gary Moore saying bye-bye for the whole panel. Be very kind to each other, will you? Goodbye out there.
Transportation for I've Got a Secret is arranged through United Airlines, the nation's fastest airline, flying DC-7 mainliners from coast to coast in less than 8 hours.